We're here with another, what I anticipate to be great field interview. I mean, we have Lucas Martell from Mighty Coconut.
One.
We always say the crazy coconuts, but this is the coconut. I mean, this is the founder of the studio here on campus at MetaConnect. Stuff like this is really what makes these events as special as they are. So Lucas, before we get into it, how are you doing today?
Oh, doing great. It's fantastic to be here, see everybody in the real world. And I feel like, I know we've met in person, but it's been a really long time. So yeah, it's just good to actually talk to people in meet space.
Yeah, I got to visit the Mighty Coconut studio when I visited Austin with my girlfriend. So that was a treat, but this is the first time you two meet in person too. So this is real special.
Yes, I did not go on that vacation.
And I know that, you just had the pocket edition of Walkabout Mini Golf come out. So I do want to ask some things about that. But before that, how's Connect this year for you? I don't think this is your first Connect. So, how's it compared to past years?
It's great. Yeah, it's a really, really good place because there are so many folks that are in such a small space. So like you don't even have to schedule anything. You just show up and okay, I just need to corner like this person or that person. And so you just kind of wander around and just sort of like have this never ending sort of like free meeting. It's, but yeah, it's really good. So.
Yeah. I love that stuff when there's been a couple times we go to walk across the courtyard and maybe it takes like 45 minutes to an hour just to get across because every 10 feet,
it literally took an hour to go from the food area to right around the corner of the thing. Just keep running into person after.
You stop to talk to us.
Yeah.
That was 45 minutes ago.
It is a city of our people, of our VR people. It's so freaking cool. So the pocket edition of Walkabout Mini Golf is coming out in beta now, right?
Yep, it's out in beta right now. It's launching October 10th.
October 10th. How do people get access to the beta?
So the beta, I believe I would actually need to have, we'll give you a link. And you can put it in the show notes or whatever in the description. But it's available through Test Flight. It's currently on iOS.
Okay.
But it should be available for at least another week, probably 2 more weeks, and it will go offline right before it launches.
Okay.
But then at that point, October 10th, it'll be open to everybody. So.
And I remember when you tried the original version that came out in beta, it was just the gyroscope. But Lucas was showing me some of the stuff today, and they've added finger controls with it.
It's changed since. And it's funny because the first time
on the Pocket Edition,
when I had first played it, I was like, all right, there's obviously it's not the same as VR, say that up front, but there was a little bit of a learning curve. And then I was like, all right, this is going to be perfect for really, if you want to play on the go, you'll be literally able to play Walkabout Mini Golf anywhere you want.
Yeah.
So I haven't yet to play it with all the changes. But I've heard that there's been a lot of them and it makes the game. Yeah. So I'm really excited, and I think you guys are going to crush it in the phone world as well. So.
Thanks. Yeah. The big thing that you're talking about is sort of touch to putt. So it is you can still do the swing, but you can also do a more traditional sort of pullback to launch, which is it is a lot more accessible and easier for people to get into. And we realize that so many of the people who I think we're going to be using this might just be, you're Christmas, you've got one headset, but the whole family wants to play it. So like, okay, so now you can actually do crossplay between VR and mobile. So even when you're in VR, you will actually see someone using the pullback mechanism. But you'll actually see it in virtual reality in the 3D space that they're doing it. It's really wild. Even the first time I saw it was kind of a bit of a surprise because I didn't know that the tech folks had got that actually. So
check this out.
You also need to see like the directional. Fire thing.
You see the directional, and if they're swinging, you'll actually see their putter pop up, and they can look, and you'll see their avatar. They'll see you. It's pretty much the closest thing to actually being in VR without putting a headset on, especially for social.
Is there going to be a way to do voice chat for the mobile person?
Voice chat all works. So yeah, it's the full experience basically.
So if you're a Walkabout Mini Golf junkie like us, we hop on the plane now.
Yep.
We can play Walkabout Mini Golf.
Yep.
Geez, if we had a private server, we could even play co-op together, but unfortunately that's not the case on airplanes. But that's huge. It's continuing to make Walkabout Mini Golf more accessible to everyone.
It's also just another way that I feel Walkabout as a whole that at the end of the day, we all know you've pulled so many people together from all over the world, families, friends, doesn't matter. The social aspect of the game has always been huge. So now that people who might not have the VR headset, but they can still partake in that social aspect.
Yeah.
It's just one step closer to what I see you guys doing everywhere, which is just pulling people together and having fun.
Making the industry bigger is really what it does. Walkabout Mini Golf is a game that you can take a new VR user
writing their own rules for it though. The DLC prices that are literally a cup of coffee in price, giving people, 2 18-hole courses, ball finding, clubs to be found. It's like just an amazing company.
Yes. And like beyond the Pocket Edition, you just had Mars Garden come out,
Yes.
which is so fun. I love the low gravity mode on it. It's too much fun. I don't want to ask too much about upcoming courses because you guys are very consistent with your release schedule. You give us enough.
There will be another course. Yeah. I'm soon. Yes.
I
always say that.
I got to ask though, the Evil Layers series.
I knew you were going to ask this.
It's one of my, I think my favorite like collection of
I get it.
Courses in Walkabout. Is this something that we can expect to see more of without saying exactly what?
I could definitely say that you have not seen the last Evil Layers course.
Okay.
Yes.
So for people like myself, that's music to my ears.
It's so huge.
And what's the reception been like of people that have, you mentioned it's in test flight on iOS now, so it's in beta. What's the reception been of users on the mobile app?
It's been really good, especially with the newer version that we came out with a month and a half ago that added a couple of these new options and sort of like just really, really sort of like streamlined the experience, just less stuff on screen, more mobile friendly. I would say that was also the biggest challenge for us on the tech or just on the technical side was kind of having to reinvent the whole game or the whole interface and the whole way of interacting within a mobile app. So just a lot of things are more mobile centric and friendlier and less of the kind of a one-to-one, just sort of a port. It is definitely sort of like it is a unique experience that is sort of like tailored to the phone. So
I can't conceive of what it takes to get a phone app to run on the headset so they can see you playing and we're seeing them playing on the phone. Those technologies have to work in real time.
There's so much to go wrong,
my brain
but
just can't
but it
doesn't get it.
And I will say too that's something that's it will take just a little bit of time to get there, but this is going to be something that like it will be part of the regular release. It probably won't make it for the next course, but like we also have to get it to all come from the same project so that we generate builds. It's just another platform so that when something drops, it'll drop on Quest and
Both.
iOS. Exactly.
I could see this being a big iOS app, bringing in a lot of new users.
It's got a strong, I'm sure there's people who don't play VR, but they've heard about Walkabout Mini Golf and all you hear is how fun it is and how great it is.
Yeah.
And you haven't had the opportunity to play and now you can with your friends who are the ones bragging about how awesome it is. It's perfect.
Good luck not buying a headset after.
Well, that's the
Hopefully
thing.
it's a good gateway
That's the
drug.
thing.
for
Yeah,
people
that's
to
the first
get into
thing I
VR.
thought.
You think it's good on the phone.
And since the phone screen's much smaller than 360 VR immersed world, the graphics on it look so good. I've always loved the visuals of Walkabout.
Yeah.
We always talk, it's not like photorealism that makes good graphics. It's like the aesthetic of it. And Walkabout nails the lighting, even though it's the block, kind of style.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And condensed down into a phone screen.
Yeah.
Looks even more beautiful. But we were talking a little bit. I think you said it's like pretty much a 1-to-1 in terms of everything in the game to the mobile version, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I think that at least for launch, we won't have fox hunts in there, only because just really doing those.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Navigating the world without being fully in it and being able to actually have all that. A few of the things, there were just a few too many things that just didn't work well. So we are still going to look at trying to find a way to get that to work properly, but we also don't want to, we're very cautious that we don't want to water down or change the VR experience. We want to make sure that sort of like the VR is still the first thing that we're focusing on, and then we'll bring as much over to the phone as possible. But I think that was really the only main thing that just, didn't quite make it over from the VR version. But yeah, all of the golfing, all the courses, I should also say Upside Down won't be available at launch just because swinging the phone upside down, we actually do have a plan for that one as well, but that's going to take some custom work to make that one happen.
Are you going to hold the phone upright, like straight like this, swinging like this? That would be awfully funny.
Yeah.
A lot of potential with that. So with no fox hunt, there is ball finding though?
Yeah, all the balls are still in there. And we even did a pass through to make sure that they're findable with the phone, because one of the things that you don't get with the phone is the ability to actually like crouch down.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of experimentation, and there is actually a version that we might unlock that actually uses full AR kit, which actually will let you even physically move like up, down, left, right, or like you could actually crouch down and get a different perspective. But it just from a tech perspective, just the battery life, it drains the phone really, really fast to flip that on. So we're going to be working to see if there's some optimizations that we can do to make that AR kit sort of work better for our use case.
really cutting edge. And I think the first time we talked about this, the reason it was iOS only was because you all do your own QA. It's a lot of work to develop for the variables of an Android operating system. Is that still the current thing, or is it Android on your horizon?
I mean, I'll say that Android is definitely something we're looking at. I'm not going to say absolutely that we're going to do it, but yeah, there was a Android with some of the more cutting edge tech that we're using. It's a lot harder to develop for so many different systems and phones, and there's just a lot more variables. That just makes development more challenging. So we're focusing on iOS for now, and then if that does well, then we'll definitely be seeing how it does and look at Android.
I got one more burning question, then I'll pass it to you if you got anything else for Lucas as well, but I know it might even be what you're thinking. I see VR. Now it's on the mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's making it more accessible to more and more people. Are we ever going to see a day that Walkabout Mini Golf is flat screen as well on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, the whole 9 yards?
I mean, I would say we're definitely looking at more platforms and more ways of people using it. Like just internally, we've even said that, oh, hey, like having a flat Steam version so that people can more easily stream would actually be a fantastic thing. That's something that we'd have to build out. And there's a lot of things that go along with that. But yeah, we're looking at all platforms and just trying to make it as open as possible. But we also want to make sure that we take the time to do whatever we do the right way. And again, VR will always be it's VR first. That's what we're going to stay focused on. Everything else is just, it's a bonus.
Well, that level of exceptionalism is why Walkabout Mini Golf is what it is.
And the flat screen question was the one that I've always been
I knew it.
Like if there'll be a day I can play it like before bed on my Xbox. So
You're
I have faith in the time that if I ever see it pop up and it's available, I'll know that it was done right. I know that VR is obviously the first priority. So
yeah,
I have nothing else other than I'm just grateful for the opportunity to have gotten to meet in person. We love the studio. We love what you do. I think you're great for the community as a whole. The stories of and they're constantly posted on socials. What you've brought together and people and human beings, we'll say, has just been a lot more than just mini golf. So it's crazy how something as innocent as mini golf has been so widespread for much more than just mini golf.
Yeah,
brings families together, long friends that live apart.
It's crazy. Some of these stories are emotional too.
Maybe that's how some people even met their group of friends or their what they would consider their family is.
Communities, it's a non-toxic community, and
it's
all you have to do is play it once, and you'll be hooked.
So appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, especially on you're Lucas Martell. I'm sure you're no shortage of things
to talk to.
Yeah, but I'm sure you've walked 10 feet.
That's what we're here for.
Exactly. That's the best part of it. Before we wrap it up, anything else you want to say? Anything else to tease or?
I'd say just check out Pocket Edition October 10th. We just launched low gravity mode, so on Tethys and Atlantis. So if you haven't played those, we added low gravity to just Tethys Station and Atlantis as well as Mars. So go check those out.
Cool. First thing I did when I saw the low gravity setting was I went into other courses. I was like, has this been a setting has this been here for months and I just didn't know?
That was my
so much in the game that has been there for years and just people have not noticed for whatever reasons.
Wow. I wonder what other hidden gems besides dead workers on the course. Yeah. I wonder what other hidden gems there are undiscovered in Walkabout Mini Golf. So thank you so much, Lucas. I'm excited to check out the beta version. And now I got to go back into Atlantis and Tethys Station for low gravity mode.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.